morning.
Hola! Guess where we are?
I don't know where we at.
We are in Mexico City. Actually, we're at the site of Teotihuacán or Teotihuacán. I'm not sure if I've said it right. I don't know any Spanish, sorry, but
We're working on it.
we're working on it. This is actually the very first full day that we are here in Mexico City.
With this being our first trip to Mexico, we were shocked to find our destination being a mere 3 hours from Los Angeles. Can't beat that. On our flight, we decided to get in the mood by using a Bluetooth relay to listen to Mexico's own Natalia Lafourcade. Back in 2024, Faith got us tickets to Natalia's concert at the Hollywood Bowl for our 7-year anniversary, and her performance blew us away. Since then, we've both been obsessed with her music, and it's the perfect soundtrack for this visit south of the border. Upon landing in CDMX, our first order of business was dinner. Bellies full, we purchased our new Metro cards, then headed straight to bed because we had a pickup at 4:45 a.m. as part of a tour taking us northeast to Teotihuacán.
You notice we have a little balloon sticker because we're about to take a hot balloon to see the pyramids. I'm so stoked.
Oh yeah. Being someone with a slight phobia of heights, I thought I'd have some issues flying in a hot air balloon, but it was honestly one of the more chill flying experiences of my life. And the view. Thank you. Cheers. After a post-flight toast, we grabbed a quick chilaquiles breakfast in the cavern restaurant La Cueva, and we were serenaded by a local mariachi band. Next up, we were given some fun demonstrations on textiles, dyes, obsidian tools and weapons, and much more, before heading to the last stop of our tour, the pyramids of Teotihuacán. Teotihuacán is an ancient city in Mexico, mostly featuring the two central pyramids, the Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon. When visiting Teotihuacán, it's critical to apply and then reapply sunscreen, and expect wind. Lots and lots of wind. The gardens at the Teotihuacán Museum were gorgeous, and you could easily spend a day just chilling around the beautiful greenery surrounding you.
I like this little guy.
Amongst the plants were incredible relics from early peoples who inhabited the area long before the Aztecs. One in particular looked very familiar to me.
This amateur sketch resembles what many of you say the leprechaun looks like. Who else in the leprechaun say yeah?
Despite being close to Mexico City, it predates the Mexica or Aztec Empire by hundreds of years. It's still not entirely known exactly which peoples lived there. It's believed that the city of Teotihuacán was first settled between the years of 600 and 200 before Common Era, and then from 100 BCE to 750 in the Common Era, the population exploded to at least 125,000 people. During this time of massive growth came the construction of these pyramids, connected by the Avenue of the Dead. Being aware of the history of the rise and fall of empires and civilizations in the West, it's always interesting to me to see the architectural and technical marvels that are still mostly intact, that were constructed when Europe was declining into a, quote, dark age. It's a reminder that it's disingenuous to claim that the history and affairs of Europe and the West reflect the rest of the world. After freshening up, we moseyed over to Nuevo Polanco to visit the beautiful Museo Soumaya, a 6-story art museum designed by Mexican architect Fernando Romero.
Museo Soumaya can be seen from really far away with a unique geometry with over 16,000 shiny hexagonal aluminum tiles on the facade. The twisted geometry resulted in distinctly shaped 6 floors. The weight of the building is held by an exoskeleton of 28 vertical curved steel columns and 7 beams encircling the structure. No small feat.
After passing through a narrow vestibule, the museum immediately opens up to you, revealing some of its larger exhibits.
My favorite piece of work has to be Diego Rivera's mural, Vase of Tehuantepec, and is Rivera's only work that presents images on both the front and back with a narrative sequence.
So, John, tell me what this piece of art is.
Oh, this is a recreation of the Gates of Hell by the sculptor Rodin. But you should already know that because you've taken a look at our Paris blog.
Museo Soumaya has a great collection of different styles of artwork. Old and new, painting and sculpture, featuring works from some of the world's preeminent art masters. We then close our evening by a trip over to Sonora Grill for a delicious dinner, featuring a lovely cheese dip, octopus chicharron, and the main highlight, the Jasper roasted cauliflower, served with Castilian pumpkin sauce, cheese, and truffle cream. What a tasty way to end such an eventful day, albeit exhausting. But this trip was just getting started. Our first stop of the morning was, of course, coffee, and we decided to stop by Cleotilde, a hard-to-miss cafe in the heart of the gorgeous San Miguel Chapultepec neighborhood of CDMX.
You really love the mug. It's just I love the texture to it. There's smooth on the rim and a bit more rough on the bottom. Feels warm and nice and cozy. This is a really, really good coffee. I like it. Right before our trip, I bought a Kindle book that's called Horizontal Vertical. It's by Juan Villoro, A City Called Mexico. And I read some reviews saying it's a very fascinating book about his journey, his living in Mexico City. And so I'm reading it. I find it's just as fun as I am immersing myself in the city. I'm here at a coffee shop. I'm reading the chapter of Ceremony, the coffee with quotes. So I thought it was really fitting. What are you reading, Jan?
Brian the Kalahari, and it's about how they sold everything that they owned so that they could go to what's now present-day Botswana. And it's kind of following their 7-year journey researching brown hyenas, lions, jaguars in the Kalahari Desert. Again, the details really, really rich. It's completely captivating, and I love this.
Well, seems like a good read with a coffee.
Yes.
Properly caffeinated, we wandered a few blocks north to Casa Gilardi, a home designed by minimalist architect Luis Barragan for a private tour given by the family that resides there. The design of this home was simply breathtaking. The mixture of subtle and obvious colors and creating spaces that amplify natural light in virtually every room makes this a magnificent work of art, but not straying from the purpose of this being a legitimate home.
So we're at this place and they started it with a papaya with some oats as seeds and chias and giving us 2 cups of grapefruit juice, which we would really appreciate it. I think this is a really great way to start a meal because papaya is not only a lot of fibers, but also has a really good enzyme to help you digest. Because I have a lot of digestive issues, so I really appreciate the papaya present. And it's a very local fruit, so I love it.
I like it. This is a different kind of thing.
Bellies full, we started our way to the next destination that required traversing through the sublime Chapultepec Park and reflected on the day's events thus far.
I'm not sure it's Casa Gilardi or Casa Gilardi, but I loved that experience. I ate it up as an architect. It just is such a beautiful piece of architecture, and the story is just as fascinating based on the owner's story that Louis Barragan is actually not an architect by training. He's a civil engineer, and also more importantly, he is a developer. In the architectural world, and especially if you go to really good school, and architecture is always be taught as an art form. It's an expression of yourself, your art, you believe, and all of that. And it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, but there's also a disconnect between commercialization, the business side of architecture versus the aesthetics, the art expression of architecture. And I think when you see such a beautiful piece of architecture, you know the behind the scenes story of he just wanted to express himself, but as a basis of he was very successful as a developer, so that he can retire early. And when he was sort of commissioned upon by MoMA in New York to have an exhibition, he worked with his client and sort of designed this piece and invested in this piece to really showcase what he believed what architecture should be, like express his way of living through this work is quite fascinating to me. I guess to say the least, this story tells me that you can be both architectural, artistic focused when you build your craft and build your work, but it shouldn't be exclusive to making your work profitable, making your career aspiration of making a good living out of your profession that you love. So that's more of a story.
Short order, we found ourselves at one of the top destinations for this trip, the Museo Nacional de Antropología. This museum is loaded with a perfect curation of different exhibits telling the story of Mexico and its inhabitants, presented for maximum effect. This museum really hit me because the exhibits and stories here are the roots of my lifelong obsession with history. Especially the story of the first contact between the so-called Aztecs and the militant Europeans, led by the infamous Spaniard Hernan Cortez. While learning this history in the 4th grade, the Aztecs were presented as a backwards, uncivilized, and savage people who believed that Cortez was a reincarnated god. But even then, I wondered how this backwards, savage people were able to have such a complex, functioning civilization, an empire for goodness sake. This showed me there are always multiple sides to every story, and it's good practice to consider the perspectives of more than just the quote-unquote victors. From then on, I have been addicted to history. Our journey then progressed from Mexico's cultural past to its cultural present, as we entered the fabled confines of Arena, Mexico, to witness an evening of Lucha Libre. recent years, I'd become a mega fan of the indie comic series Love and Rockets by brothers Jaime and Gilbert Hernandez, and shortly before our trip, I coincidentally read a storyline involving luchador wrestling, and so by the time the opening bell rang, I was here for it. The big surprise of the evening was the shocking unmasking of Atlantis Jr. by Defunto. Lucha Libre was a crazy, super fun experience. The intensity, the spectacle, the exuberant crowd is something you must experience in person in Mexico City. After a pretty eventful, jam-packed start to this trip, our bodies decided we needed to chill out. So we decided to spend the day taking it easy by wandering around the popular Roma Norte neighborhood. Our first stop was, of course, a cafe at the aesthetically pleasing Cumbe.
If you have followed along our Instagram stories, you would know that we spent a lovely time in New Zealand and a quick pit stop in Sydney last year. And there's nothing I love more than a good classic flat white from the ANZ. So when we walked past Cumbe, the magic flat white immediately caught my eyes. The barista was super kind and friendly, answering all of our questions regarding the origin story of this place. The owner of the coffee shop spent a lot of time living in Melbourne, where he fell in love with Australian coffee and opened Cumbe in both his home, Mexico City, and Melbourne to celebrate the interchange of cultures through coffee. The word Cumbe is actually of African origin and means celebration and mountain depending on the context, but it's super fitting either way. And Shaya also mentioned their beautiful drinkware was also purposefully selected from the New Zealand brand Acme to create the full experience. Ooh, looks good.
Yeah, we've been eating a lot of meat on this trip, and so it's kind of a nice break to add in some greens because I feel like we've had a bit of a deficiency. Not a bad thing, it's just we need to come back to our roots in a way.
We love to wander around neighborhoods and window shop when we travel, and Roma Norte is perfect for both. The lush tree-lined streets, street vendors selling from local staples to global cuisines, neo-classical to modern buildings, Roma Norte is like a vibrant salad bowl, with the best of every world mixed in without losing each part's uniqueness. One of our favorite stores is Originario, truly color therapy at its core. Walking along the streets of Roma Norte also reminded us of the Bond in Shanghai, which shared similar architectural styles and dynamic cultural elements, and made us super nostalgic. After strolling in the beautiful Plaza Rio de Janeiro, we stumble upon this super cute coffee shop. If Cumbe stood out for its multi-continent-inspired coffee, Cara de Taza stood out for their unique drinkware art. No two mugs look alike at this cafe, and each one of them has so many characteristics. The design of the shop itself is just as creative as this drinkware. We were like two kids in a candy store and looking at every corner and detail. The drink menu is just as fun, but I cannot say no to a flat white.
As residents of Los Angeles, regarded as arguably the best city in the US for tacos, we'd like to think we have a pretty attuned palate and expectation for what makes a good taco. Those tacos in the US do not hold a candle to what Mexico City has to offer.
So we're finally here after getting off an extremely cramped bus. I have seen photos of Biblioteca Vasconcelos since architecture school and always wondered how I would feel to stand inside of this ginormous vessel with floating bookshelves. Well, all I can say is the photos will never do justice. Mexican architects Alberto Colac and Juan Paloma co-designed this masterpiece as an ark of human knowledge, with materials like steel, concrete, and glass to create massive and inspiring spaces. The scale itself certainly speaks volume to its biblical ambition, and I love even more the balance between the lightness of floating shelves and the all-encompassing volume. It did not make you feel overwhelmed, but empowered to dive in and embrace yourself with the magic world of knowledge.
For our final full day in Mexico City, we planned to spend as much time as we could in the fabled Coyoacán neighborhood, but wanted to be flexible for a possible surprise or two. Of course, the first stop in Coyoacán, is the world-famous Museo Frida Kahlo.
Before going to Mexico City, we watched the documentary Frida, where we learned about the artist's childhood, life, work, and her complicated relationship with artist Diego Rivera, with whom she married twice. The Frida Kahlo Museum, or La Casa Azul, was her childhood home, her residence, and main studio until her passing in 1954. We were immediately taken away by the beautiful and lush garden, bold, colorful exteriors, and the carefully designed interior with a distinctive curation of adornment and accessories. I'm personally a huge fan of Frida, not only of her beautiful artwork, but that they were created under almost impossible conditions. Viva la Vida, a still life of watermelons she completed just 8 days before her death, is such a poignant and powerful final message that translates to long live life. It captures her celebration of life despite the immense physical pain and tragedy she endured, most notably the debilitating bus accident and the eventual amputation of her leg.
So we are getting lunch right now.
So what's the name of this place?
Trinidad Ritual. I think we may have stumbled upon a pretty good taco stand.
Yeah, it wasn't even showing up on the Google map, but when we zoom in really, really close, after we saw a long line, as you can see, a lot of reviews says this might be the best taco they have ever had, so we had to try.
Ooh, so what do we have here?
I have lingua taco, which is the beef tongue, and this one is zucchini flour. And look how pretty they are. I always saw those at the Mexican market, and I'm always very intrigued to taste them. All right, here we go. The flour taco.
Good stuff?
It's so good.
So this is a wild mushroom in tzatziki sauce. This, I think both of these are pork, and then this is the famous lingua. This looks incredible. Even the color and the texture on the tortillas, holy smokes. It's like a mixture of blue and yellow corn. I love it. Good tongue. Oh my God. Which do you like better?
I cannot tell. They both taste too good to compare. This is so good. I cannot put it down.
Every day. I can eat this every day.
Nope. I don't want to give John any of my squash blossom taco. It's so refreshing. Like, I don't know how flour can be sweet and savory at the same time, but it is such a treat.
What do you think?
Phenomenal. Wow. We're so lucky we stumbled upon this. Thanks to this line, we came here.
You always want to go to a restaurant that has a line. So there's a reason for it.
I usually just leave some tortilla behind because I couldn't finish them, but today I gulped in everything, including tortilla, because not only the flour is fresh, savory, and sweet,
and the tongue is tender and just with so much substance. Like the volume, the thickness, the cut. And I think there's just like the presentation and the communal space that you're sitting together with other strangers and like sharing condiments and salsa. I mean, we have had enough tacos in our life. We live in Los Angeles. We're really, really spoiled, but this is next level. Trinidad ritual, even if it doesn't show up on your Google map, go find it.
And you are gonna love it. After the euphoria of Trinidad ritual, we strolled through the vibrant Coyoacán market, with our senses getting hit with wave after wave of pleasurable temptations. On this trip, we can see a lot of pyramids all over the place. Are pyramids more earthquake-proof? Because we saw some pyramids in Mexico, a very seismically active area of the world. Do they withstand seismic forces better than other buildings?
A pyramid is a highly earthquake-resistant structure due to its wide base, low center of gravity, and stable geometric shape. Modern buildings like Transamerica Pyramid in San Francisco also use a pyramid shape and advanced engineering to increase earthquake resistance.
That's a great observation because it is a case because of the geometry. Not necessarily the making of it, but more of the geometry because it's a very bottom heavy and top light. And that's why we don't see it nowadays anymore. It's not efficient from a land use standpoint.
And pose practical challenges for interior design, such as limited usable wall space and difficulties with natural light and ventilation.
Coyoacán is easily one of the best neighborhoods we experienced on this trip. Super walkable and chill, totally comfortable. Our wandering led us to a true gem on this trip, the Chou Bakery and Cafe Rara. This Chago, is that the beans you're using today?
That's right. It's the beans we're using today. Those are from Veracruz. Oh yeah, it's a honey processor. We stay very floral. Really for taste. Love it.
We had the loveliest time at Shhh Pastry and Cafe Rara, which is the perfect pair made in heaven if you ask me.
Vanilla and passion fruit. I think I'm going to try vanilla first because they made their own vanilla paste in their own kitchen. Oh, come on. So, there's something more. It's hard to share, but it's so good.
We recommend everyone stop by this place when they go visit the Frida Kahlo Museum.
Wow. This is the most passion fruit flavored passion fruit pastry I've ever had. It's like you're eating a passion fruit. It's good for you.
Mexico City is filled with warm-hearted people that want to showcase their best hospitality, like the owners of Shhh and Cafe Rara.
This had these freshly baked, no filling, cream husks that are just agudros for foods. And this is a nice time to, I guess, kind of celebrate 4 years since me and Faith moved to Los Angeles. Even though we're in Mexico City, this is a great time to celebrate because a lot of auspicious or lucky things happened to us since we moved to Los Angeles. A lot of good fortune. And keeping with that wave, just out of nowhere, a good thing happened. So we might as well take advantage of wherever a good opportunity comes. Even without filling, it's so delightful, so bright, and wonderful.
我会说中文。
啊，我说这个，
你说的非常好。
没有了，你过奖了，真的，都是的。
我非常喜欢这句话。
我也很喜欢的。
善恶终有报。Every Chinese knows this.
That's right.
Why did you like this?
Well, right now it's really good. And have you heard about the rapper Kong Lan Lao? He likes to rap Cantonese, and I forgot the name of the other language, but it mixes just Mandarin and Cantonese, and it just go with different kind of ancient knowledge of that, and those kind of traditional Chinese ways of thinking. That's why
it is
very nice.
Yeah, I was sitting here and I saw that. I was like shocking.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. So where did you study all these languages?
Well, I started studying here in the university, and then I go to Xi'an
Xi'an.
And after that, I go to Shanghai. I studied there my master's degree. Shanghai.
So what did you study?
Here,
Yeah, in Shanghai.
that's like Chinese studies with history.
Oh. So I grew up in Suzhou, but I spent so much time in Shanghai because it's so close. It's like 25 minutes train every train. And I studied piano in Shanghai.
No way.
Yeah, and then now I live in Los Angeles, and I study architecture.
Ah, it's so cool.
And I saw the chef's video on Instagram last Saturday. She was talking about she studied graphic design as an school.
Yes.
I'm so glad we found this place. You're so talented.
Ah.
You bake and you read coffee and you speak. Like, how many languages do you speak?
That's pretty British to me, but both Spanish, English, French, and
Mandarin.
Chinese Mandarin.
It really is those small encounters and connections that make you appreciate the place and people even more.
We then quickly visited the Museo Nacional de Culturas Populares, taking in some lovely exhibits on masks and of huipil design, beautiful loose-fitting tunics worn by people of First Nation descent.
So, 2 years ago, indie recording artist Ruzzi sent me a random message on Instagram asking how I found her music and followed her. She is a singer-songwriter, producer, and multi-instrumentalist, and has worked with some of the biggest stars in Mexico like Natalia Lafourcade, and was recently nominated for Best New Artist at the 26th Latin Grammy Awards. You do not want to miss out on her music. We immediately struck a chord and had an interesting conversation discussing art, architecture, and music. Fast forward to 2025, I asked if Ruzzi wanted to meet up when we were in the area. Ruzzi was super welcoming and invited us to her place and gifted us a beautiful private concert. I absolutely did not expect that. We strongly encourage you to watch her entire performance that we have included on our YouTube feed.
After this utterly surreal experience, we followed up on Ruzzi's recommendation and began one of our all-time favorite dining experiences.
It's a place.
Shh is a listening lounge and bar decked out with manly amps and preamps, multi-cell horns, 2 Altec speakers and a Roxanne turntable. To go with perfectly lit wood sound paneling, you're in for a romantic aural delight. You're only given 2 hours, and you must speak softly, but this only enhanced the experience. You're even provided a menu of the music to listen to when you enter. We lucked out by listening to mostly 70s psychedelic jazz and funk from Brazil. And if that wasn't enough, the food on their menu killed. Once you're finished, be sure to peruse the collection at 99 Records. Huge thanks to Ruzzi for the recommendation. Our last morning dawned with a downpour, but as soon as the rain began, it completely disappeared, and we are on our way to the last destination.
Hola! As you can see, we're going to the airport later today, and we're grabbing our luggage and stuff, but we have to stop by Templo Mayor before we head out. And as you can see, this is just phenomenal. I'm speechless, and seeing the history laying bare in front of you is unbelievable.
This is what's left of it. Ruins of the citadel of Tenochtitlan, which was the capital of the Aztec or Mexica that was toppled by Hernan Cortez and the diseases he brought. It's pretty crazy, the condition, despite all the hardships that were suffered upon the indigenous people who were here.
I just wanted to be here for a moment. Glad we took this trip before we going home.
As we entered the vast Plaza de la Constitución, I took a moment to look at the beautiful exhibit marking the 700-year anniversary of the founding of the Mexica capital of Tenochtitlan. Mexico City was a stunning, beautiful experience, filled with so many vibrant and incredible stories and people, despite what some politicians claim.
Our very last stop before we're heading back to Los Angeles. Alrighty, let's dig in.
We learned a lot about ourselves and each other on this trip, and we wholeheartedly recommend you make your way to this phenomenal city.